Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Michelle and this is just going to be a short intro video just explaining myself, who I am, what I'm doing here, my background, and a little bit of history about myself. Secondly is to give you some insight as to my channel. Why did I create this channel? What is my purpose? What is my vision? What is my goal for this channel? What do I hope this channel will accomplish? And lastly, to let you know some things that you'll be seeing daily when you subscribe to my channel. So let's get into it. First off, before I begin, shout out to Mara for making this shirt. This is actually I love you in ASL, which is this sign. I love you, this shirt. She trademarked this sign and she makes t-shirts, shirts, hoodies, anything, you name it. She makes it from this sign. And you can follow her on Instagram. Her name is BYMARAILY. So that's BYMARAILY. You can follow her, please do. Okay, back to me. My name is Michelle. I am a recent college graduate of Columbia College ITP program. I have a bachelor's in American Sign Language English Interpretation that I recently received this past May of 2021. It was an amazing, incredible journey that really opened my eyes to a lot of things. How did I get into sign language, you ask? Good question. So I have a cousin. She's deaf, probably the only deaf cousin that I believe I have in my family. She's deaf. She currently lives in Texas and she's in her 30s. She has 4 little boys, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. She is a twin. So she's one of 5 girls, and her other twin was born hearing. She contracted meningitis at a young age, which caused hearing loss, so she became deaf. And me as a young girl, I used to wonder, when she would come to like family events, I used to wonder, what is she saying? What is this? What is she saying? What is she feeling? What is she trying to communicate? What is it? Like, what is it? And I just couldn't, I didn't know ASL. I couldn't understand, especially when she got upset. You know, I would see the facial expressions, the body language and everything. And I'm like, what is she saying? I really want to know. And I knew that I could learn it somehow, some way, but I just, at the time I was young, I really didn't know. And the language barrier was there. Why? Because my family does not know ASL. I'm the first in my family to go to school for this, to get a degree in it, period. Now, she does sign with her immediate family, which is her sisters, her mom. She does read lips too, so I'm sure they have their own signs and their home signs and things that they do to communicate with each other. But me being on the receiving end of that and seeing all of that, it just really sparked something in me, and I became fascinated with sign language. And I remember my mom bought me my first sign language book at a young age, and I think I still have. But me being that young, it was just a mere thought. As I grew up, it kind of withered away. When I went to high school, people would ask me, what is it that you want to do? And I would say, I want to be a nurse, I want to be a social worker. Really didn't know, you know. I was living in the moment, really didn't know. But then they was like, okay, well, you finna go to college, you finna graduate, you really need to, you know, get on and figure out what you want to do. And I'm like, okay. So I went to South Suburban College, got my associates in liberal arts from there in 2015. And that's where it started. I think I took 2 sign language courses, sign language 1 and 2, and it sparked something in me. And I was like, for sure, this is it. This is what I want to do. From there, I went to Governor State University in 2015 for a semester. And I went there for speech-language pathology because I was just researching some things. And I wanted to call myself, wanted to make more money and sign. And when I started taking the classes, speech-language pathology is too anatomical. College level anatomy was hard. And I took high school level anatomy, which is by far easy, obviously. But college level anatomy was hard. I was struggling in the classroom, and I was like, yeah, this kind of isn't working for me. So I'm like, I'm gonna just stick to ASL and just the sign language portion of it. I'm gonna leave anatomics alone. So that's what I did. I think I took a 1.5 years off, and then I researched some colleges that I could go for American Sign Language, actually get a degree, and I saw 2. One was McMurray College in Jacksonville, Illinois. The other was Columbia College in Chicago. So I went to McMurray College in Jacksonville just to get the experience of being away. I had never been away. And that college is literally 3 hours away from me, which is really nothing. but I could drive back and forth, which was fine. But I just wanted the experience, that college experience of going away and living in a dorm and, you know, that whole spiel. So I applied, I got accepted. I did a year there in their ASL program, but unfortunately I didn't like the school. I didn't like the atmosphere. The students were really content at how the school was. It was very old school, meaning it was created in like the 1800s. It's very Victorian era school. The atmosphere was just not conducive to my growth. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do a year here and finish. Appreciated that experience. After that, I left, applied to Columbia College in Chicago. I got it, and that's where I finished my degree. And here I am with a bachelor's. This experience has been very rewarding. I had the opportunity to go to Gallaudet University in Washington, D.C., which some of you may not know is the nation's only college for the deaf and hard of hearing. So that is where deaf and hard of hearing students go to get an education. It's their safe space. It's where they go, where they live, where they tend to stay and retire and work there. It's specifically for them. Hearing students, however, can go and visit, which is what I did. I had the opportunity. It was more so like a study abroad program, but in the States. So I went the fall of 2019. It was a cooperative thing with Columbia College and Gallaudet. So my courses transferred back. So I went there for a semester, and it was a very different experience. It was a culture shock for sure. I met a lot of good people there, though. I made a lot of friends, and the experience was one for the books. I would definitely recommend going there. Everybody has their own experience. Everybody makes it what they want. It becomes what they want. So I went there and I came back and soaked up all the knowledge. I really just went to get fully immersed in deaf community and to really see the world through their eyes in a sense. So I came back and told everybody about my experience, and I finished my degree at Columbia. And I say all that to say that I want to support young people that, or anybody in general, people that don't look like me, people that need that support. I've met a lot of people, friends, family, random people at work, people that follow me on Instagram, Facebook, that like, you went to school for sign language? I didn't even know until they see me post a picture like, hey, bachelor's in American Sign Language. And they're like, that's so different. That's so cool. Obviously, it's not every day that you meet a black girl going to school or taking ASL classes that's hearing. Like, I'm not deaf. Like, I went to school because this is something I want to facilitate communication between two worlds. And that is why I went. I want to provide access to my cousin and my family so that the language barrier is no longer there, so that we can understand each other and live alongside each other. Let's be honest, a lot of the schools, a lot of HBCUs, if any, and a lot of schools don't have ASL. They may offer a class or two, but for sure don't offer it as a degree of any sort. So what about the people that do take those 1 and 2 classes that want to continue? Where do they go? What do they do? What about those people that that's just curious about ASL, don't want to take a degree, don't want to have a degree in it, they just want to take it? Maybe they want to minor in it. What do they do? Where do they go? Who do they talk to? What videos do they watch? Those people that just want to learn a few words, those people that are babysitting kids that are autistic or have language delays, mental delays, that don't communicate, that are nonverbal. What do they do? Where do they go? So that's really what this channel was created to do. I just want to be a support. I want to provide that access. I want to let you know that I'm here. I've been in your shoes. I understand. I know where you were. On top of, I was the only Black student, African American student, to graduate from this program. So I went through the whole program by myself and I graduated. So imagine what that's like. Can you imagine that? Probably not. But imagine what that's like. So I made it. Do you know how many times I was like, bruh. Not only that, but I had the opportunity to take an independent study project for, I believe it was a semester, 90 hours of Black ASL. Did you know that was a Black ASL? BASL, they call it? Yes, there is a thing, and it's different. I took an independent project with my advisor, Leandra Williams. Shout out to her. Me and her, we went to Black Deaf events. We went to a lot of things. Went to meetings to learn about Black ASL. So again, I created this channel just to be a support and to help those that want to learn ASL, that are curious. So please subscribe to my channel. I hope to be a blessing. I've been blessed to be a blessing. And let's get started. I can't wait to see you soon. Bye-bye.